Hey, it's Nova. It's roughly 2 a.m. in the morning. I, in my stupidity, just deleted a very good video that I have just filmed. So I guess I'm filming this quick version. I'm really disappointed that I deleted the previous version because it was a step-by-step, in the moment example of a strategy that we use to help us when we can't sleep. So we went to bed around about 10, and it's now 2, and we haven't been able to sleep. We have been able to doze lightly, where we are fully aware of the body, fully aware of the room we are in, but we have very light dreams that are just memory processing from the day. But in between the light dozes, we are wide awake, and all of our strategies to help us fall asleep, listening to our podcasts, some light stretching, other strategies that we use to help us fall asleep are things like making sure our body and our room is an ideal temperature, breathing exercises, other techniques that we've been taught to help us fall asleep. None of these were effective at all. Our brain has been on for incredibly long, and we could not work out why. Normally if our brain is on, it's because we are ruminating about something that happened during the day, or we were anxious about something that is going to happen tomorrow, but we weren't ruminating about today. And whilst we do have a psych appointment tomorrow, we're not anxious about it, and so could not work out why we could not sleep. And so one of the things we did in the video that I accidentally and stupidly deleted was I spoke with the alters I currently have access to. And one of the things that happened earlier today was Mia was drawing some pictures for the video she wants to do on our inner world. And what happened is her drawing those pictures moved some hidden knowledge about the system into common knowledge about the system. So things that I was previously unaware of, alters I was previously unaware of, I'm now aware of. And so the reason why we couldn't sleep is because these alters were suddenly aware that I knew about them, and they were trying to determine what I knew. But because communication is so difficult, nothing they were saying was getting through. But by using essentially a game of telephone, I have been made aware of why the brain is not shutting down. And now that I'm aware we can deal with it, these alters can say their piece, which they have been in the background whilst I reviewed the footage I filmed, and in the process of making this secondary video. And as a result, the body has gotten quite lethargic. And so the thing that was keeping us awake has started to be resolved. So hopefully we will be able to fall asleep. But I am really frustrated that I deleted that footage, because whilst it was absolutely a nightmare to listen to, because our sinuses are swollen right now, which means we are sniffling a lot more than usual. The process of working out why we couldn't sleep, why our insomnia is acting up so badly tonight, was a very useful video to see. And we were talking through the process of working out why we couldn't sleep. And so the fact that that video is gone is so frustrating. And I deleted it accidentally because I was trying to see if there was a way to edit it, but it turns out there's not. And if you go to the screen that we were on and then hit the back button, then it just completely wipes everything. So now I know a little bit more about this app. But yeah, this thing of being made aware that, I knew that there were many alters that in our system that I'm unaware of. One has made it very clear that I've barely scratched the surface on the depths and intricacies of our system. But I have been made aware of at least 2 alters that I didn't know about before. One is a gatekeeper and the other is a caretaker. And our system is making a little bit more sense now. And the caretaker is a little bit more, the caretaker communication is still very limited, where, playing a game of telephone, except the whispers also have static around them, and so it's hard to determine what's a whisper and what's static. Caretaker may be trying to make me a little bit more aware of other caretakers, if there are other caretakers. But watching Mia draw was very insightful, because our inner world has gone through major shifts, and I didn't realise how that worked. I've been made aware of a section of our inner world that I didn't know existed, but I really shouldn't be surprised that it does exist. And there is a 3rd alter that I've just been made aware of, and that alter primarily exists in that part of the inner world. And so this thing of us not being able to sleep is the brain processing the fact, or at least the consciousness that is currently active, processing some of the unconscious behind the scenes stuff that keeps our system running. So if you can't sleep and you are a system and you don't know why you can't sleep, a little bit of self-reflection, whether that be journaling or talking to a camera, if that's something you do, but reflecting inwards can be a way to work out what was happening. I'm really disappointed I finished the video because I went through all of the common reasons as to why I couldn't sleep. And then I went through the other but less common reasons why we couldn't sleep. And none of them lined up. And so I then, started talking to the people who were around me, and they were passing messages through. It's interesting to see what is happening in our system and how something as simple as drawing a picture can unravel things about the system. And even in this video, like in the original video, I said 2, maybe 4. Well, I've got 2 that I kind of knew about in the previous video. And then I've been made aware of a 3rd in this video. And I've been made that there could be a couple of more. But that's unclear as to whether there's a couple more. But being a system is complex, and sometimes you learn things about your system when it's 2 o'clock in the morning and your body just won't let you sleep. Your brain is just on, but you have no idea why your brain is on. And it turns out your brain is on because some alters are making themselves known. Not because they were ready to make themselves known, but because information got through when it wasn't supposed to. I now know better than to try and edit this video. Ideally, I would add captions, but that's not gonna happen. But this is a part of having DID and insomnia, and it's just a part of our life. Like, most nights we really struggle to fall asleep. We always struggle to fall asleep, but most nights we get enough sleep to get by. But we gotta be up at a reasonable time so we can go to a therapy appointment. And it's, what is it now, like 2:30? I'm trying to get the time on my watch. Hang on. It's 2:40 now in the morning, and we're supposed to be up at 7. 5 hours of sleep isn't too bad, but it's not ideal. But our brain is still very much awake. because we've got alters who've not communicated with me before, who are suddenly aware that I'm aware of their existence, and they need to know how much I know, and they need to work out what their communication with me is like. You know, one, like the gatekeeper understands how the memories got passed through, but the gatekeeper wasn't ready to be known, and the caretaker was ready to be known but didn't know how to approach it. Communication wasn't working. The third altar was definitely not ready to be known. But information is kind of leaking through, and now we'll have to process it before our body will let us fall asleep. But at least now we know why we can't sleep. So we are going to spend some time processing. We might draw, we might colour in, we might, I don't know what we'll do, but we'll spend some time processing, and hopefully in doing so we will be able to drift off. I'm going to review the footage from this video, but I'm not going to delete it. I wish there was a way I could edit these videos. Unfortunately, the video editing program will not let us edit videos from this particular app. I guess we'll see what happens. Much love.